Hello everyone, I hope you all had a great weekend. For me it was another busy one, and being that it is Monday means spooky places. And this week we shall visit a few all over, starting with Massachusetts. Groton and Dudley Road, Bedford, Massachusetts. This road has had very frightening acts since the early 1800s and is known to send you home feeling frightened. This is where nuns were hung after practicing witchcraft in the mid-1800s. Nuns have been seen at night. When seen in the fog, they look like demons in the night. Now move on to the Emerson Majestic Theater in Boston, Massachusetts. Built in 1903, the Majestic has been noted as one of the most haunted theaters in the district. A mayor of the city died in the theater during a performance, and today he is still seen in his seat. There's also a little girl and a married couple dressed in turn-of-the-century clothes that haunt the now unused balcony section. Interesting. And we move on to the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., the Hay Adams Hotel. This hotel was built in 1927 on the site of the mansion of presidential advisor Henry Adams in the 1880s. Wife of the original mansion owner, Marion Hooper Adams, was found dead in front of the fireplace, either by illness, murder, or suicide. It was never determined. Throughout the hotel, her spirit has been seen and or felt at night. The scent of mimosa is in the air on the 8th floor, and the housekeeping closet on the 6th floor will never stay locked after repeated lockings with the key by security. One reported incident by the hotel security chief in 1997 showed that all the guest room doors opened at the same time on the 2nd floor. Marion Adams is buried in the Rock Creek Cemetery with her grave covered by a large statue of a hooded woman. If you stand in front of this statue and look upon it, you will begin to cry. The statue has been called Grief. You will also notice that the chandelier at the hotel's lobby constantly sways. Now move on to the White House. Several hauntings at the White House. The first is a phantom black cat in the basement of the White House, and it is said to predict national tragedies. It appeared right before JFK died, and just before the crash of the stock market in the 1920s, and on many other occasions. It said when you see this black cat, shortly thereafter, national tragedy occurs. And in the White House gardens, Dolly Madison haunts this area and gets angry every time someone tries to change the way the gardens look. In the hallways of the White House, Abigail Adams walks through one of the hallways as with her arms out as if she has an armful of something, then proceeds to go through the motions of what looks like laundry. In the attic, President Harrison is often heard up there, and the ghost of President Lincoln has been seen all over the White House, especially his bedroom. Lincoln has been seen in his room all the time. He has been seen walking around and has been seen in the window. Lincoln has also been heard moaning and groaning in his room. And the last place in the White House that has reported hauntings is the Rose bedroom, where President Andrew Jackson is said to haunt his old room. Now move on to Oregon, the Lighthouse Keeper's residence in Florence, Oregon. The Lighthouse Keeper's residence is said to be haunted by a little old woman named Abby. She can be seen looking out windows and floating above the floor throughout the house. She is believed to be the wife of one of the Lighthouse Keeper's earlier years when the light was first started. And we move to the theater in the Grove, Forest Grove, Oregon. There are 3 ghosts reported in this theater. One lives backstage and usually only appears once to check on shows. He lived in a room backstage. He is usually seen and usually minds his own business. If you're in the changing room, that is only about 2 doors away from the room he lived in, and you can sometimes hear him talking. Second ghost is a little girl. She will run up and down the walkways in the house where people sit during performances. These footsteps are very noisy. And the third ghost is an angry ghost. There's a large iron door that leads into the light room. That is where the tech crew does all of the light and sound cues. While there, the door will open very quickly and slam very hard. She will also swing the spotlights around. And the last stop for this week, my friends, Rock Point Cemetery, Gold Hill, Oregon. Many stories have been told of a strange, dark, hooded ghost that carries a lantern and wanders through the cemetery, vanishing into thin air when approached. Many other stories of strange lights, sounds, and visions of fire leaping from the crypts. A greenish fog is often seen floating through the area and has said to have broken windows of cars that pass through it. Some have said that the hauntings are a result of the Oregon vortex, which is located close by. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the tales for this week, and wishing you all a spooky night.